there, Internet. My name's Court, and you've got courtside seats for my review of the brand new Netflix, Vampires vs. the Bronx. Let's do it. Vampires vs. the Bronx is a comedy horror from director Osmany Rodriguez and Netflix. The film stars Jaden Michael, Gerald Jones III, Gregory Diaz IV, Coco Jones, Jeremie Harris, Gadon, the Kid Mero, and Method Man. A group of young friends from the Bronx fight to save their neighborhood from gentrification and vampires. Well, it's October, you know what that means. Lots of spooky movies, lots of spooky movie reviews. I'm going to be covering a bunch of them this month, but today we start with some lighter fare. We're talking Vampires vs. the Bronx. Now let me start by saying this movie wasn't really made for me. Yeah, I dig vampires, but this flick isn't really for grown-ups. This is basically if The Lost Boys was a family movie. And yes, The Lost Boys is in my top 3 vampire flicks of all time, along with Bram Stoker's Dracula and Interview with the Vampire, but it's a really heavy movie. This is not. This is also a comedy, and while I didn't find it all that funny, I had a good few smiles and a good few chuckles. And overall, I really did like the cast. Our 3 leads had really good chemistry with one another. I totally bought them as being lifelong friends. I say lifelong, they're like 12. You know what I mean? I'm not terribly familiar with Kid Mero. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Is it Kid Mero? I'm joking. But I really dug him in this movie. In a way, he's kind of the heart of the film. And there are some fun Easter eggs in here, although I'm not sure I can call them Easter eggs, because those are supposed to be hard to spot, whereas these are not subtle. The company that functions as a front for the vampires is called Murnau, an obvious reference to F.W. Murnau, who directed the original Nosferatu. We see a kid reading Stephen King's Salem's Lot, which is a book about a small town overrun by vampires, and the kids are a big fan of the Blade movies. I thought all that was fun. Now I will say, I didn't like the cinematography in here much at all. Sure, it's a horror, but it's also a comedy adventure flick, and everything looked just so washed out and desaturated. I didn't feel like it fit the tone of the movie at all. And while I thought the story itself was pretty fun, the screenplay really kind of frustrated me. There were a lot of big exposition dumps and vampires monologuing. Now again, granted, this movie is made for younger people, and particularly really younger people that might help them follow the story, not that it's a complex story, but it did kind of bug me. Overall though, I thought the movie was fun. I certainly didn't love it, but I thought it was alright. If you've got kids who want to watch something spooky during this season, this might fit the bill for the family. I wouldn't really worry about it freaking the kids out. Now, granted, every kid is different, but this movie is really more goofy than it is scary. It's also really, really tame when it comes to violence. I think the only time we see blood is in one shot where it's on a vampire's teeth. That said, for what I'm calling a family film, there is a decent amount of swearing. I'd say there are probably 6 or 7 and 1 F-bomb. To whittle it down though, this movie is the vampires from The Lost Boys, the adventures of the Goonies, and kind of the entire premise of Monster Squad. So you could do worse. Now I don't have a proprietary rating system as of yet, so I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna give Vampires vs. the Bronx. And I think I'm gonna give Vampires vs. the Bronx a...
Maggots, Michael. You're eating maggots, how do they taste?
Out of 10. So now I want to know, have you seen Vampires vs. the Bronx? What did you think about it? What is your favorite sort of more kiddie horror film of all time? Whatever your thoughts, hit the comments below. Let's discuss. If you enjoyed this review, please smash that like button and give it a share if you really enjoyed it. And hey, why not take a second, do me a favor, click subscribe and ring that bell to subscribe to my channel for more movie reviews, entertainment news, trailer reactions, all that good stuff. Hope you guys are all safe and healthy. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you all in the next one. Stay spooky.